Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. Do you love Obamacare? Yeah! No, you don't. Of course you don't. How could you? Well, here's a UK version of it. I don't know if you heard this story. It is a disaster. A disaster. I thought we talked about this. Why did you guys? You queued this up, and I'm not sure. I thought we talked about this. Maybe I talked about it on another radio show when I was being interviewed. But according to the Telegraph, this is in the UK, every hospital in the country has been ordered to cancel all non-urgent surgery until at least February in an unprecedented step by the National Health, whatever, the NHS. It's the equivalent of the National Institute of Health here in the United States. Cancel them. 50,000 operations are being axed, following claims by senior doctors that patients were being treated in third world conditions, as hospital chief executives warned of the worst winter crisis for 3 decades. So because of weather in the UK, they're saying, hey, look, we got to stop your operations. I know you've planned your vacation around this. I know you plan and got people involved that are going to take you to the hospital, pick you up, do all kinds of things. You've worked it into your schedule, or as they say in Britain, schedule. But we got to cancel because we got issues, weather related. Now, look, I get it. Tornadoes wiped out a hospital in Joplin, Missouri when people were hurt during that storm. You can't depend on that. But cold weather? I mean, unless it's like some sort of an Arctic blast that just is beyond comprehension. Seriously? The hospital? You don't have generators? You got to cancel, all the stuff that's, I mean, I don't know what these 50,000 operations were. They said non-essential or whatever. What are the most critical? Who determines who's got the most critical? They said hospitals have reported growing chaos with a spike in winter flu, leaving frail patients facing 12-hour waits and some units running out of corridor space. Oh, so we got this flu pandemic because there's always the crisis is always big, right? We don't have any space in the waiting rooms. There's just too many. What do we do? I don't know. I figured they got socialized health care. What are you talking about waits? I thought it was all utopia. 50,000 operations being axed. Sir Bruce Keogh, NHS medical director, ordered NHS trusts to stop taking all but the most urgent cases, closing outpatient clinics for weeks and canceling, did I mention it? 50,000 operations. Socialized medicine sucks, folks. It's really that simple. But the left, they spin it as otherwise. In researching this whole scenario, I wanted to report on the performance of the British system, given that they canceled how many? Everybody together, 50,000 operations. And here's what I found from Daniel Mitchell. He says, we'll start with a look at how the overall British system is performing, including the remarkable and depressing fact that more than 1 in 10 patients are victimized by basic errors, leading to 5.2% of deaths. You hear what I just said? The largest and most detailed survey in hospital deaths had revealed that almost 12,000 patients needlessly die every year as a result of poor patient care. The researchers from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine based the study on 1,000 deaths at 10 NHS trusts during 2009. The study revealed that the basic errors were made in more than 1 in 10 cases, leading to 5.2% of deaths. The equivalent of 12,000 preventable deaths in hospitals in England every year. Now, England's a much smaller country than the United States population-wise, so I don't know what that's going to translate to here. But I'll tell you this, don't cry for me, Argentina, because the left doesn't care. They don't care how many people get killed in a hospital over nonsensical errors, errors made by people that don't take medicine as seriously as they should because they're not getting paid as much, or they just don't have to care. It's like the VA. So what? The veterans are dying on waiting lists. It is what it is. Errors. The majority of patients who died were elderly suffering from multiple health conditions. Makes me wonder if they're not implementing that old, death, what do they call it, the death list? What do they call that? You know what I'm talking about, where they put you on that list that says, do not bother with. Do not resuscitate. They said the study found that some patients whose deaths were preventables were aged in the 30s and 40s. So you're not on a death list, whatever they called it. This is amazing, but it gets worse. Hundreds of hospital patients died needlessly. In the wards, people lay starving, thirsty, in soiled bedclothes, buzzers droning hopelessly as their cries for help went ignored. Some received the wrong medication. Over 139 days, the public inquiry into the Stafford Hospital scandal has heard from scores of witnesses about how the institution was supposed to care for the most vulnerable, instead became a place of danger. Let me tell you what Donald Trump just saved the American people from. Did you just hear everything I just said? That's what he saved them from. Decisions about which patients to treat were left to receptionists. Nurses switched off equipment because they didn't know how to use it. Patients were left so dehydrated, some began drinking from flower vases. 1,200 patients had died, they said, needlessly between 2005 and 2008. Elderly, left in agony, screaming for pain as their loved ones desperately begged for help. The human toll was dreadful. In the course of 18 months, one family lost 4 members, including a newborn baby girl, after a catalog of failings by the hospitals. Patients left without medication, food, drink, left on commodes, basic hygiene neglected. A woman left unwashed for the last 4 weeks of her life. Relatives tried to keep loved ones clean, scrubbing down beds, furniture, bringing in clean linen. That's what you were going to get under Obamacare. Oh, don't think I'm being overly dramatic. That's what you were going to get. You were going to have to go and care for your own people at a hospital because I'm going to tell you, the nursing staff wasn't going to do it. If you bet on them, you might as well just put a pillow over old grandpa's head. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. 50,000 operations canceled in Britain, and they want you not to fight against Obamacare.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.